So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back with another upload. We're uploading all the way at the moment. Not about the lives at the moment, it's all about the uploads. But we're going to go through an article that I read in the Evening Standard earlier on today, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I'm going to break it down. I'm going to dissect it. You know how we do on this channel. We don't just take stories and go, oh, that must be happening. Yes, it's true. We don't do that here. There are other channels available that love to lap all of that up. We look at the ins, the outs, and then we form our own opinion, or my opinion, and then you guys can leave yours in the comments section. Don't forget, I was on with Matisse and Toby earlier. No Corey today, he was in a meeting. So make sure you go and check out that on Matisse's channel. And good fun, really good fun. I always enjoy doing that show. And I will be back again at about probably 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah, 11 o'clock UK time. I'll be dropping another video about Calvert-Lewin. We linked to him again today, all summer. We were linked to him. We're now linked to him again today. So we're going to go through that with a fine tooth comb, and yeah, we're going to get into it. Make sure before you continue watching, you have hit the like button, thumbs up all the way, people. Big up to everybody who checked out the videos I dropped yesterday, and like I said, there will be another one coming out at 11 o'clock tonight. But this article, like I said, it was in the Evening Standard. I'm going to read it out, and I'm going to read out everything that was written and break it down as we go. Arsenal are prioritising 2 new strikers and a midfielder this summer as part of plans to back Mikel Arteta in the next stage of his rebuild. Well, that's where I thought it was funny, because, listen, he is the manager, so I suppose technically it is his rebuild. He is overseeing the rebuild. He's part of the rebuild, but it's Arsenal's rebuild. And this is what we should have been doing for years anyway. One thing that did worry me, listen, we do need 2 strikers. I think we all agree on that. But it says 2 new strikers and 1 midfielder, basically. It says a midfielder. We need a hell of a lot more than 1 midfielder. I can tell you that for nothing. But like I said, this isn't written in the stars that it's going to happen. This is just somebody that's written this article. Probably doesn't have any links to the club whatsoever. But there we go. The club are also exploring the possibility of signing a winger, a left-sided centre-back, a right-back in a bid to re-establish themselves as a Champions League team. Totally agree we need a right-back. Cedric Suarez, as good as he's been in the last couple of games, is not the level required if we want to compete for a title, which is what I want. I know most of the people that come on this channel and chat rubbish in the comment section, they've never seen a title. So what does it matter about? We don't need titles. We're just here to make up the numbers and laugh at Tottenham. That's it. But for people like myself and a lot of you guys that do watch these videos, we want titles. Cedric Suarez is not the guy for that. Tomiyasu, again, is not the guy for that. He's not a bad player, but he's not the level required. Plus, not only that, he does seem to be quite injury prone. He had 1 calf injury, come back, and then the other calf got injured. Now he's been out for, what, 4, 5, 6 weeks or whatever it's been. But there we go. But we do need a right back, a left-sided centre back. This is what I thought was funny. When I was growing up, and maybe I'm just an old-fashioned football fan, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm so negative and toxic. But left-sided centre back, what, you mean left-footed? Is that what it means? Left-footed. What does it matter what foot you are? If you can play centre back, you can play centre back. Also says a winger. Didn't say which side, didn't say left or right. But I'd imagine that Pepe will be leaving the club this summer. So I'd imagine it will be right-sided. But there we go. Anyway, let's continue. Whether they qualify for the Champions League next season will determine the size of Arsenal's budget in the summer transfer market. But they are ready to spend on players. And they believe they can take these players can take them to the next level. Well, listen, we've spent £250 million under Mikel Arteta. So I'm not convinced that getting in the Champions League is going to give Mikel Arteta a bigger budget. I really ain't. Because at the end of the day, we spend big anyway. We've reported losses because of the COVID situation. So any money extra, I don't think it's going to be given to Mikel Arteta. I think the way that we're going to do our transfer business this summer, we obviously do have money to spend. Yeah, let's not get it twisted. But I think players like Guendouzi getting off the books, Maitland-Niles off the books, the wages saved off Lacazette, Eddie Nketiah. We've obviously got rid of Aubameyang. There'll be a few others to go in the summer as well. I think that the players out Pepe may be another one. Rob Holding may be another one. Cedric may even be another one. I think players out is going to be added to the transfer budget. I don't think this Champions League money is really going to count, if I'm completely honest, but we shall see. Arsenal retain interest in strikers Alexander Isak, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I'm doing the video on later, and Jonathan David, while Benfica's Darwin Núñez is also being tracked. They are tracking him. How? On the iPhone? Have they put Find My iPhone on? I don't know. Last I checked, he was in Benfica, mate. But we will continue. The Gunners are also admirers of Armando Broja, but fear it is unlikely Chelsea would be willing to do business with them in the summer at the end of his loan deal with Southampton. Both Broja even, and Núñez are also of interest to West Ham. Well, listen, they've got more chance of doing business with us than they have West Ham. I think that's pretty evident. Although saying that, they do want Declan Rice, and maybe Broja could be a little make weight in the Declan Rice deal. That kid's very talented, very talented. He would fit the mold of Project Youth. Darwin Núñez scoring goals for fun over in Portugal. In midfield, Arsenal are long-term admirers of Douglas Luiz, Ruben Neves, and Yuri Tielemans. Luiz and Tielemans will both have 1 year left on their respective contracts in the summer, and neither are close to signing an extension. I do think Douglas Luiz and all three of them, actually, Neves and Tielemans, I don't think all three of them are staying at their clubs this summer. Listen, I'd take any of them, because I think that instantly upgrades our midfield. I think that Yuri Tielemans is the better of the three, but Ruben Neves is a very good player, same as Douglas Luiz. I think they're something that we could do with in midfield. All three of them. Just go and get them all. Go and get all of them. Arsenal have also scouted 2 young midfielders this season in Palmeiras Danilo and Carney Chukwuemeka. I've butchered that young lad's name, of Aston Villa, suggesting 2 arrivals could come in that position. Arteta looked at the signing of a striker in January, but Dusan Vlahovic was only keen on a move to Juve, and huge agent fees were also a stumbling block. No, they weren't. We were never in for him. Meanwhile, he had no intention... David, meanwhile, had no intention of leaving Lille mid-season. Well, listen, if the right deal came in, he would have been leaving Lille, wouldn't he? Did we bid for him? I don't know. I'm not too sure, if I'm honest. The Gunners also considered signing a wide forward in January, and it was understood they held preliminary talks with Dejan Kulusevski before he joined rivals Tottenham. Juventus, from Juventus, as was the case with Artemelo, wanted more concrete clauses included over making a move permanent to Arsenal. The approach never got off the ground. So basically, we inquired for Melo. He didn't like what we were offering and said, I'm staying at Juve. Okay. Despite Arsenal pointing to Martin Odegaard as an example to Juve of how successful a loan could turn out. Yeah, well, that's just one player. And maybe they pointed back and said Dani Ceballos. Or maybe they pointed back and said Kim Kallstrom. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue. Arsenal are interested in Middlesbrough's Dej Spence. He's actually very good. I actually like that lad. I thought he played very well against us, and he played very well against Leicester, scored in that game. He looks like a real good player, Spurs are apparently in for him as well, but a right back is lower down Arsenal's list of priorities. Well, listen, for me, it shouldn't be down the list of priorities because, like I said, Cedric Suarez is not good enough if we want to go and compete in the latter stages of the Champions League, which should be the aim, to go and compete. And if we want to kick on and try and go for a title, then that player is not good enough. Neither is Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu would be a better backup to a main guy than he is the main guy. That's my opinion on it. Maybe you're different. Maybe leave it in the comment section. I don't know. I just think that Tomiyasu doesn't offer enough going forward to be a first choice Arsenal right back if we have ambitions and want to compete for the major honours, which is, again, I'll reiterate, the aim of elite sport. It's not to finish third loser. It's to actually win the league or win the Champions League or win the cups, not just to make up the numbers. So there we go. Anyway, Arsenal are in pole position to finish 4th this season, following 8 wins in their last 10 league matches. A return to the Champions League for the first time since 2016-17 would boost their spending power. Again, I've already covered that. I don't think it will. I think that sales of players will cover the spending power. The future of striker Alexander Lacazette out of contract in the summer will be resolved by the end of the season, and Lyon have already made their interest public. Arsenal have also said that they're potentially offering him a new deal. They're talking about a new deal, but he wants to wait until the summer, which tells me he don't want to be here. Why we're trying to do a new deal, I have no idea. Crystal Palace are hopeful of signing Eddie Nketiah, another player out of contract in June, given their long-standing interest, but the England under-21 striker is still assessing his options. Yeah, because they're all queuing up. Dinos Mavropanos and Matteo Guendouzi are expected to make their loan moves to Stuttgart and Marseille permanent. Guendouzi already has. The same goes for Lucas Torreira at Fiorentina. Totally forgot about him. Maitland-Niles and Pablo Maria are expected to attract interest after loans in Italy. Meanwhile, space is opening up in the Arsenal squad for William Saliba, and he has impressed during his loan at Marseille this season. Nicolas Pepe's future will need to be resolved, as the winger will have 2 years left on his current contract in the summer. Now, listen, Nicolas Pepe, I know most of the fans don't like him. I think he's absolutely top class, and I think that he's a player that, if he has a run of games, we'll see the best of him. You know, we could potentially play Martinelli as a striker and then play Saka and Pepe. We could rotate Smith Rowe with them, or play Smith Rowe at number 10 and rotate him with Odegaard. I don't know, whatever. At the end of the day, Nicolas Pepe is being wasted sat on the bench, but the manager don't want him, and the manager looks like he's still going to be here, then get rid. It's as simple as that. As for Maitland-Niles, same. We've messed that kid around so badly, rejecting offers from Wolves and other teams to take him, and then sent him on loan to Rome after he got man of the match against Watford. Mad. Played 2 league games this season, been superb in both. And this is the thing. I see a lot of people, a lot of fans saying, oh, but, you know, it takes time. It takes ages to do this. Oh, you don't know how bad the state of the team was and the club was when the manager got here. Well, this is what football clubs are supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be getting out the ones that are not good enough and then getting in ones that are good enough to take us to the title. It's as simple as that. And I'm gonna put this question to the Arteta fans that are watching this. If Jurgen Klopp or Pep jack their jobs right now, walk straight to the Sky Studios and say, hello, whoever they're talking to at Sky, I've left Liverpool or I've left City, I want the Arsenal job. How many of you Arteta fans are sacking Arteta? Leave it in the comment section. Do you think Arteta is the man to get us a title? If the answer is no, then he shouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. It's got nothing to do with anything other than winning a title. And this is what the standards should be at a big football club. No, we don't see Chelsea dropping their standards. We don't see Real Madrid or Barcelona dropping their standards, or even Juve. I know they're not doing great, Barca or Juve, but they don't drop their standards. We don't see PSG drop the standards. We don't see all of the top teams drop their standards, you know, and this is what we should be doing. We're a massive football club, and we're a club that should be out there this summer going, right, bang, 200 million quid. Let's go for the title. But we won't. And again, it has to be 11 perfect players for Mikel Arteta, 7-8 subs that are perfect, and everything has to be perfect. The room temperature in his office has to be 15 degrees. The grass has to be 4 millimeters. Has to be perfectly hot, sunny day every time we play football. Otherwise, it's everyone else's fault. And this is what winds me up with it. If he spends 150 million in the summer, he would have done 400 million pounds. Nobody can't tell me he should be in a title race. 400 million, and you can't get in a title race after what, 5-6 windows, 4 or 5 windows. He's definitely had 4. Yeah, he's had 4. So this would be the 5th transfer window. About 400 million quid spent by the end of this window coming up, and he can't get in a title race. That ain't good enough for a club of our size. We've gone 18 years, which is a joint record in our history, without a title. So I'll tell you something, if we do get top 4, well done. Well done. We did that for 20 years under Wenger and never won it. So anyone who thinks that we're going to go and smash it and compete with this manager, deluded. We're not going to do what's required, unfortunately. We're not going to go out there and buy the players required. We can't attract them with this manager and with the state of the last couple of finishes that we've had. So 4th to me, whatever. It's better than 8th. Well done in terms of number. It's not really, though, is it? You still didn't win the league. So people are sitting there and say, I'm negative, I'm toxic, whatever. Don't care. At the end of the day, my standards are to win the title. My standards are to compete for the title. If this manager started competing for a title, I might shut up about him. But I know he won't. And maybe, just maybe, if we do get Champions League, which it does look like we're going to, maybe we should just bin him. Just sack him. get rid of him, and just go and get another manager that has managed in Champions League, has been a good manager in the Champions League, is doing bits at his club, is competing at his football club. Because at the end of the day, all I want to do is see my team win titles. That's why we smashed the stadium down, to compete with the best. If anyone thinks that we can go up against Real Madrid, PSG, or Bayern Munich and compete with this manager can't even beat Villarreal or Olympiacos. So whilst there's a lot of people sitting on the fence with this manager, I'm not. I've never been. And there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, but now he needs his strike force because he's fixed the defence, which is 10 goals less than last season, by the way. So it's not fixed. Oh, but he's had more clean sheets. Doesn't matter. 10 goals less than last season is not a fixed defence with 13 games to go, and we've still got to play all the big teams. So yeah, a lot of people are sitting there saying, well, now he needs to go and get his strike force. Once he gets his strike force, we can then judge him. Then it'll be once he get his sub bench, then when we get a new tea lady, then when we get a new gardener, then when we get somebody to keep his car warm or warm his car up in a cold day before, so he can get in it just as he's leaving the training ground, so he doesn't have to sit and shiver with the heater on for 5 minutes. Any excuse in the book for this manager. So listen, well done if you get Champions League. Well done. It's not an achievement. You finish third loser. But let's see how you get on. Let's see what we do in the summer. Let's see what players and caliber of players we're bringing in. Because for me, we ain't shopping in that top tier of player. We really ain't. We can't attract a top tier player with this manager, especially when Pep, Klopp, Man United are going to get a new manager, maybe Conte, maybe Poch. When you look at Ancelotti, he can attract. It's Real Madrid. You know, there's a lot of clubs out there. Allegri at Juve. There's a lot of clubs out there that can offer Champions League. So could we if we qualify. But then you've got to look at the squad that we have compared to the squads that they have. Then you've got to look at the manager. Then you've got to look at the project. Where are you going if you're a footballer out of all of them clubs? Because I'll tell you something, if all of them clubs came in for me, I'll probably go Real Madrid. But there we go. It is what it is. I'd love to know your thoughts on all of that. What do you guys think we need this summer to compete? Not just to finish fourth again, but to actually have a go at the title. How much do you think we need to spend? Where do you think we need to spend it? What players would you bring in? Leave all of that in the comment section. Let me know also if you think Pepe will leave this summer as well. And let me know down below on that. Make sure you are smacking the likes up. Make sure you are subscribed. Share the content around. And I'll be back again at 11 p.m. UK time. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Make sure you do go back and check out the videos I dropped yesterday as well. And also go and check out the stream I did with Matisse and Toby. So yeah, do go and check that out. That was earlier on today. And all have a wonderful evening. We're out of here.